in the backwoods where the wild hearts play. Living life the redneck way, come what may.
Hey guys, welcome to the Redneck Roundtable. We have two new members joining us today, Jason and Jeff. Also, shout out to Simplified Paving, and let's go guys, woo!
Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Redneck Roundtable. This is episode 2. Going into the books for us, we got a couple new faces here today. This is Jeff Foster.
What's going on?
And Jason Heinerman.
Hello.
How's everybody's week going? Everybody have a pretty good week?
Friday.
It's Friday, for sure.
Definitely felt like a long week, in my opinion.
Yeah, but at least the weather wasn't cold.
Oh, well, yeah, you're not wrong there.
Weather was great. Yeah, we were outside a bunch doing stuff.
It's too hot and ready for winter.
Too hot, ready for winter.
That's how you believe.
That winter was brutal.
Yes, what you guys, anything interesting happened this week for anybody?
I had a good week.
You had a good week?
Smooth week. A lot of money.
A lot of money?
Yeah, a lot of money.
How much is a lot of money?
I had one of my best weeks of the year.
Yeah? How much?
I ain't telling you.
So that means you can put more money into the...
No, I'm not doing it.
You gotta watch what you say.
Does that mean
you can put yourself
buy
out
2 packs
there.
of salt? I don't make Jason Heinerman money.
Well, nobody makes Jason Heinerman money. But Jason Heinerman, let's be honest, he's a different animal. That dude works like 7,000 hours a week.
Also, I don't have Nanny's credit card.
Shut up.
He's not going to afford socks, Jerry. Well, here we go with the socks again.
Yeah, this week was kind of weird week. The weather was just...
Well, what sucks is that this weekend's going to be raining all weekend. It was nice
rain's
all week,
coming.
and then...
You know, if it's warm, I'll take it. I'll just take it. I got work all weekend, so I'm okay with that.
Well, you know why it rained? Well, it's going to rain this weekend because I had to work all week.
Oh, well, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's 99.9% of everybody in the country.
Cool.
But one thing cool I got to do this week.
What's that?
I got to ride in a brand new EV Hummer.
How was that?
I can't even imagine if that was good or not.
I think it would be awesome, man. Like, I've seen them. And
The electric ones? The electric ones?
Yeah. I actually I rode in with somebody you know. And yeah, we was out running around. It was pretty wild. Like,
Does it feel like the old Hummers?
it's just like big and bulky, and actually the rear tires turn when you steer it. So
What?
you're gonna turn, like it feels weird, like the back end is
like the
round
old, like
and
those
stuff.
GMCs.
Yeah.
Those 1500 GMCs that they had.
And then-
Was it the Denali
Yeah.
that had the 4-wheel
And
steer?
then if you're going fast, you get whipping. I don't think it's stable.
Yeah, that was always my concern with the Denali, was that, you know what I mean, that you go...
That's probably why every vehicle don't have that.
Right. So, I mean, creature comfort and stuff in the thing, what was it
Oh
like?
man, the interior is beautiful in the thing.
Comfy?
Yeah, then the thing would automatically raise up, down and stuff.
Huh, that's cool.
I mean, for $100,000, it should do something.
Yeah, right.
Like when you got on it, did it just go zzz?
You didn't even hear nothing.
Really?
It was like zzz.
You have to stop and refill all the bolts?
It didn't do too bad. We rode around 20 minutes in it. I mean, it was just weird. I mean,
How long does the battery last on that?
I heard, they had 2 different versions of that. The one that we were in was just a 2X. It was the lower end model. It had 2 motors. That's what 2X stands for. But I believe it had like 300-400 mile range on that. For an 8,000 pound vehicle, I didn't think that was too bad. But
Yeah. So, what do you do for a living, Jeff?
oh, unfortunately, I do auto body repair work.
Unfortunately, you
Yes.
do that?
Yeah.
Why? What?
I'm just in pain all the time. It's a brutal job.
Yeah. What kind of hours you work?
I just work 40 hours a week on a good week.
But you're flat rate too, right?
Yeah.
So how many hours do you usually turn a week? Flat
Oh,
rate?
I can do it. It just depends if I feel like working or not. I mean, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it just all depends on where I want to be at and how things
How
are
long you been
going.
doing that? How long you been doing body
Too
work?
long. About 30 years.
30 years doing body work? Yeah.
It's not getting any better or easier. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of our viewers out there that do their own body work or working, body work. We've been doing it. Jeff and I have been doing body work and mechanics our whole lives, it seems like, since we were kids. I remember the days of being at your dad's house and we were underneath the 57 Chevy changing the rear end out to get ready to go brush run, to go racing cars, man.
You had to do everything yourself back in
Yeah. Yeah.
All body work ain't that hard. You just shove the newspaper in there and you put the bond on it. That's all it is. When that don't work, you get the spray foam.
Yeah, we just do the spray.
I fixed a lot of vehicles that had spray foam in it. And I don't know why people think that works.
Billy Crow loves that stuff.
It's like stuffing a sponge.
You got to get something to pass inspection. Get the old spray foam out, man, in a file.
You ain't done.
Fill that bad boy up, man. Get you a razor blade out and make her match the contour. Slap a little glaze over that
Why
bad
are
boy.
you going to go that far?
Sculpture.
I want it to look good, but I don't want to pay.
I mean,
Because it takes a year for you to do it.
the last vehicle I did had so much foam in it, thing would probably float.
Well, that's
I actually cut the side out and it was all formed on the inside of this. I'm like, good lord.
So
what time was it?
I'm just curious right now, and I'm sure there's a lot of viewers out there that are curious too. What does it cost for you to do like an overall paint job? Just give me like on a Chevy 1500 crew cab truck.
There's so many variables that come to that. I mean, color and everything else. I mean, now that they have some of these reds out, tri-coats with a tinted clear coat. I mean, you're talking $3,000 a gallon just to have that. And that's not including everything else. I mean, you're talking at least an overall like that. You're talking $10,000-$12,000 easily.
Yeah, and that's insane. I remember, red was always the dominant expensive color, you know what I mean?
It still is today.
But back in the day, you could buy like a gallon of it for $100, you know what I mean? And now
Rust-Oleum.
Now it's out of control.
Just brush it on.
Well, most people now have black and white and gray cars now than anything.
So 30 years experience. What would you say to younger crowd, like the younger guys that want to get into this industry? What kind of advice could you give them?
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the younger people are not there. Like they're not as motivated as what unfortunately the older crowd like us.
Yeah. So, but what would you tell them? Like, what would you say? Hey, man.
Well, I mean, what I would tell. I mean, it's something interesting. I mean, I got a couple guys that are working with me now that are younger, and I tell everybody that there's people like that this is something you can learn and take with you. Down the road, you can always say, oh, I can do this, I can fix this. And, it saves you money and all this other stuff. I mean, it's an art that you learn and you can always take with you.
So what's your opinion then on training and stuff? Like, are you more of I know myself, I'm more of a hands-on. I'd rather just have you working with me and me teach you construction or asphalt
paving,
paving,
the same
whatever.
thing. I mean, hands-on is the best way. I mean, all these kids, I worked with a few people that went to college for it and, spent thousands and thousands of dollars. And they come here and they're like, they don't know anything.
Right.
And it's like,
wasted that.
And that's how I got into it. I mean, I just nobody could help me with it. And I made plenty of mistakes.
Well, yeah, and you had me. I mean, I showed you the way, right? I showed you. You were just a little pup and I was painting and doing stuff,
Where's
right?
that lie meter at?
Liar!
Yeah, I mean, you helped me do some stuff, but no, hands-on is the best way. I mean, it's just it's an art. I mean, you just can't read a book and learn how to do it. I mean, there's videos and stuff out there nowadays, YouTube, this and that, that'll really help you, but
what's the future hold for the auto body industry?
What the future holds, it's more demanding. There's less people out there doing it. The younger generation, as I mentioned before, they're not getting into it. And as of already, I mean, the supply and demand of people there is just not there. I mean, it's horrible.
So what kind of changes have you seen over your 30 years in product material and tools and just innovations and technology to help it become better?
It's still, I mean, there's fancier tools out and stuff, but mostly it's still the same. I mean, you got to have a nice gun, all this stuff, nice tools, all and this and that. But like today, I bought a battery-powered DA. Yeah. You could still use an air one; it would work fine. But it's just advancement in the same tools that have been out there.
So what about the materials you're spraying and stuff, chemicals and things like that?
Well, there's solvent-based material. And then there's water-based, which we just recently switched to that water-based. And I mean, it's just...
Yeah, I hear it's amazing.
It is. I mean, it's like, why didn't I try this years ago? I mean, I was always skeptical and scared of it. Yeah. And now it's like, man, my God, I mean, it's almost idiot-proof.
So what about like the UV protected quality and stuff of the waterborne? Do you think it's too early yet to say?
Well, there's no UV protectant in it.
That's what I mean.
That's a clear coat. there will never be a UV clear coat.
Right.
It's water based. I mean, it's just impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
So
know.
then you're spraying a water based base
Coat, and then
and
there's
then
a
still
urethane
you're
clear
using
coat.
your.
Yeah.
I got you. Cool. I wasn't aware of that. That's pretty.
But
neat.
back to the guys, the people that are out there that are doing this. I mean, every body shop in this valley and probably the whole United States is looking for people because all these older people are retiring and everything else, and there's nobody coming in to fill those positions.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
A lot of it, as I just mentioned, the younger generation, that's just not.
Yeah, but what do you think? Why? Why do you think?
I just don't think it's pushed the way it should be in schools. I mean, I don't want to get down a political road with that, but when you go to school, it's always pushed. You need to go to college. You need to do this. You need to do that, and then next thing you know, you got hundreds of thousands of dollars in money going to college and stuff. And where this plumber, welder, auto body guy, all this stuff is going out and making good money for next to no schooling on.
I'd go into that because growing up and going through up to high school and then going into college, they were never pushing like trades and stuff. All they were pushing was
trades is put on the back.
And I wish if I would have known about going into a trade school before I even got down the road, because I think I'd be way better off.
But
where I am now than what I would be.
But I think too, like I said, I don't want to start down a political road, but that's all a big chain. All the school unions and all this stuff. If you go to college, they get all this money and stuff and this and that. To where the trade people, that's just not really a big thing. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm sure.
So you bring up a good point though, Logan. Like what were the hurdles that you saw? Like what were the challenges? Why weren't you able to access the knowledge or
so like the teachers and the principals, they all are on a set in stone thing for the state, and what they want to do is that road and get the kids out. They don't want to push the kids. They don't want to tell the kids what's the right thing to do, where to make your money. They say go to college. That's the right thing to do. They don't tell you what job you need to look for. They don't tell you. They like when you get to high school, they'll say like, what do you want to do when you get out of college? And then some kids don't know because they're not given options, an idea. Like high school, like Park, they have workshop class and stuff like that, but it's not pushed as much as it should be. And a lot of kids, I think, when they go to college, those first 2 years don't know what to do. They feel like they're lost, and
they have no direction. That's how it was when I was in school.
And then a lot of kids drop out of college, and then now you see people that don't know what to do with their lives, or are either on drugs or just don't care on welfare or whatever.
Well,
and it's a free ticket for them.
They're so far upside down in debt, student loans and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people that are $100,000 and they're making $15 an hour.
Yeah.
And I mean, but that's just the direction that's just a money deal that they drive.
But they got a master's degree in badminton.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Money to do
Well,
that.
here's the thing: you're not wrong because, I drive school bus, and every day of the kids I talk to on my bus, I ask them every day, "What do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to do?" And they always say, "Oh, I'm not too sure. I mean, I go to college, I can maybe be a nurse and stuff." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool, but everybody's doing that."
What age frame are you?
All of them, elementary up to high school.
So high school kids don't really have a
No, I always bring up to them, I'm like, "Listen, guys, they always tell you to go to college, but they don't give you direction. The way you need to go is look into trade schools. Trade schools are where it's at. That's where you're gonna make your money. Unless you're smart, you can get through school and you're good at studying and stuff like that. But my point is that nobody is pushing trade schools and everyone's pushing nursing, teaching. There is a need for teachers, but it's everything's about the lawyers, nursing, because everyone thinks that's where the money is, but people don't realize that HVAC mechanics like you, CDL drivers, those are what needs that's what grows this company, the America.
I mean, that's only like, let's say 5 to 10% of those people. Where's the other 90% go?
Yeah.
You're trying to push all those
Yeah,
people
exactly.
and only 10 people
Exactly.
10% of the people succeed in that.
Because they make the kids think that's where all the money is. They don't even act like the trade schools make any money for the jobs they do. Right. And that's not the truth. There's a bunch of places that can help people pay to go to trade school for free. Like that's how I got my CDL, is that I went through a government-based thing through the state, and they helped me pay for my CDL, and I had to pay $1 dime.
So who told you how to do that though?
Well, my mom did, because she works. She did, not you, Jerry. But she works for the state through like drug court.
So your mom's a CDL driver?
No.
Oh, okay.
She worked for Workforce at that time, and what Workforce does is that it helps people that are jobless or what's the word?
Unemployed.
Unemployed. There you go. But it helps them get in a direction where they need to go. And there's help there to pay for their schooling, to go to Northern or trade school or whatever it is, just to get them to that position to get a degree and then do what they need to do.
What do you think, Jason?
I think college is a scam.
Exactly.
I agree.
So explain, elaborate a little bit.
You pay all that money, you come out, you don't have nothing. You don't know nothing. You can't get a job. People go to school for underwater basket weaving because someone told
Gender
them.
study.
Yeah. And it's a scam.
Football theory.
Go to work. In the trades, you're better off.
Yeah, like trucking, they need 85,000 truck drivers.
Like Jeff said, 10% might make it as lawyer, doctor.
Not even
that's
that.
it.
Not even
Everyone
that.
else, they just nothing but debt.
So say, even on a high, and you say 10%, where's the other 90%?
Yeah, and the kind of stuff that they're teaching
All they're
and
doing is
pushing.
paying bills.
It's either paying bills and getting behind and barely scraping by.
You're right, Jason. Every time I see some from college, they never talk about school. They talk about how much they party. They're always like, I had this big party here. I'm like, well, what did you learn? Well, I don't know nothing.
So going on that, a lot of the school. Okay, sorry, sorry, I'm not too loud. But a lot of the schools also push to go to those top schools like WVU, Ohio State, because they feel like those are the schools that give you the best education, but it's not. All the community colleges that give you those trade options, the local colleges just give you a better range on job opportunities and get you to a better, quicker way to get into the career and make money. And going to those top schools like WVU, I mean, yeah, it's good, but if you go there just to, like you guys say, be a basket weaver, you're
underwater basket weaver.
That's right. Well, you're making
But then
you'll be making $40,000 when you have $300,000
But then
a month.
again, are the teachers driving you, so you need to go to WVU and everything, so that money follows that?
It makes the school look good. That's the only reason they do
that falls back into that.
Because
10%
once they do that,
out.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if this is true, but I also heard from the people that have been working in that they get a bonus if kids go to D1 schools. And I feel like that's kind of messed up.
That's part of that money thing.
That's kind of messed up. I feel like that's completely wrong. You're pushing the kids to failure at that point.
Follow the money.
That's it. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's why, I always say like that. They try to push them people and get, you need to get grants at colleges, money, and get all that. And they just have all that money going to them because they keep pushing them people there. And by the time they get out of there, they're like, all I got is a bill.
For instance, like I was in college just after high school in 2015, and I got up to college and I didn't know what to do. Like I wanted to be a teacher, but I was like, there's like 50, 60 things to do, and I don't know what to do. So it took me that whole year to actually decide what I want to do, and I couldn't. So then I dropped out, did some bad stuff, went from job to job to job, and then finally I was like, I found out about that thing for workforce, and I'm like, why didn't I do this sooner? Why didn't I get an HVAC? Why didn't I be a CDL driver? Why didn't I be an electrician? Because that's where all the money is.
It
right
is,
now.
and I mean, you don't have to be a body guy. I mean, you could go do heating and air conditioning.
Or
plumbing.
welding, yeah.
Welding's a big thing. All those are just a huge demand. If you go there and say, hey, I want to learn how to do this, most of the time those people, the employers and stuff, will pay or teach you to do that because there's such a demand for that.
I like to know how many people actually have a job for what they went to school with.
No,
I maybe only know a few that actually are working in the field they went to school with.
Yeah.
So I know people need psychiatry and psychiatrists and stuff. I get
that's
that.
a scam too.
Well, I get that, but people go to school for that and they never get a job because there's no money in it. No one wants that unless you, because there's already not a need for it. There's plenty of those out
And
there.
that's the thing, supply and demand. They go to school for that, and there's already 80 people doing that, and they only needed 60.
Yeah.
You know, and then here again, you're standing here with
Yep.
a bill,
Yep.
and there's nothing to do.
So, Jason, what do you do for a living?
I work for Westlake Chemical.
What's that? What do you guys do?
We make bleach.
Bleach for like your laundry, your clothes?
Anything you want to bleach. Mainly like pools, anything to sterilize water.
Westlake, is that in New Martinsville?
It is.
You work with Hunter Armstrong?
I don't know.
Oh, because he works down there.
It's a pretty
He
big
works.
place.
He works where he just looks at the screens. I don't know what that's called. That's all.
Control operator?
Yeah.
You know what department?
I don't know. I just know that's what he does.
I think there's a few hundred people down there, and
Oh,
I don't really want to know any of them. So.
Well, he's really cool. You'd like him. I'd probably bring him up here on the podcast one day.
There's only like the ones in my department's all I know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't go through.
I heard Westlake, and I'm sorry to interrupt. I just
So, how many people do you have coming through there? Like turnover and stuff? Are there a lot of people that come and quit, or
No, not a lot.
young crowd, older people?
There's a lot of older people down there now, but they're all getting ready to retire. There's a bunch of new ones coming in. The younger ones.
And then
It sounds like a
Ironically-
stable place to work then.
There's guys down there been when they were 18, they got there.
Well, I mean,
they're
that's
retired.
good.
Oh yeah, it's actually a good place.
Actually, we haul out of there, and they make bleach, and there's so much byproduct off that stuff, like acid, caustic. It all goes into doing hides on cows and stuff, make leather.
We have the wells on site. We extract the salt, and then it just goes to chlorine,
Yeah,
caustic,
exactly.
and all the byproducts.
And there's a lot of we haul like a lot of byproduct. Like caustic is big,
yeah.
and it goes into pickling and goes into all kind of stuff.
yeah.
But that's one of the biggest, like where they make bleach. And under their ground down there is one of.
It's a salt.
I mean,
mines
yeah,
that are on
it's
the
just
property.
amazing what's under that ground down there. Like if people really knew, they probably wouldn't walk on it.
I mean, the chemicals. I mean, they're rough stuff, but yeah, once they're
Yeah, my
done,
buddy said that it's like he's scared to go there because there was one instance where he went down and do his rounds down by the pools or whatever that is down there. One of them like overheated or something and splashed up right into his face and he couldn't breathe.
Oh yeah.
And he had to hurry up and run out. So I mean, there is like really bad things that could happen, but that's why you go through safety and stuff and get trained to do that.
Yeah, but when it really happens, like you can go out all the safety you want, but when it really happens,
Yeah.
you start panicking.
Yeah.
And people, they need to stay calm. But you can
Yeah.
ask Jason. Yeah, we can go through all the training you want, but when it actually happens, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like they had a rail car. What was you working there when the rail car went?
I was not.
They had a rail car that ruptured and it threw caustic in the air and rained down on everybody in the valley down there. They had to buy trailers, houses, all kind of stuff.
It was
It's
chlorine.
that dangerous.
It was
Yeah.
chlorine. It wasn't caustic.
Well, whatever it was, that came out of the car. And
How
I think
long
they had
ago was
film.
that?
Yeah, that was I don't know, right before he started working there. I don't know when that is, Jason, but
Before 2016.
yeah.
Because I remember a few cars coming in that had stuff spilled all over them. I don't know
But
if it's
yeah,
from
it
that or
just
something. They
went.
said
The
it's
cloud
down in
just got up there and
Martinsville.
rained down on like houses, cars. Slay had even in Covestro, we had 50 trailers that had to go get redone because the skins were just toast.
That's crazy.
So it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it sounds like some gnarly stuff down there.
Hey guys, it's Logan here from the Redneck Roundtable. Just want to do a little ad break here for our buddies over at Simplify Paving. Simplify Paving has all your paving needs or anything that you need paving-wise on Facebook. Please follow them on Facebook at Simplify Paving. They are from Bridgeport, Ohio, and they will be ready to help you guys out at any time, anywhere. Simplify Paving. Shut up.
Can Andy
All right, yeah. So it looks like pretty interesting jobs everybody has here. So Jerry, you're out on the road, huh? How was this week?
It went smooth.
Went smooth. How was them socks? You get a hold of them socks this week?
You know, this inner circle is all my stuff about my socks. I lose them all the time. I don't know where they go, so you guys need to back off a little bit.
Do you have socks on now?
Well, I think. I really
Okay.
think.
I got one on.
No, when I get in a truck, I seriously lose my socks.
The
all
cab
time.
ain't that big.
I know. I think aliens are
And
coming
your
down
sock
here.
is that big. Where's it go?
The aliens. That's always the aliens.
I don't know. I think they make the holes in my underwear too. So I'm not sure.
No, that's Bigfoot does that.
Oh, you're right. You're exactly right.
So your socks, we talked about that a little bit on the last episode, I think, right?
Well,
It's a major issue.
well, Adam ain't here, and he really had a problem with it.
Yeah. So,
Because he's like, how do you lose your socks?
well, we have a surprise for you, Jerry.
I got a surprise for you too.
Logan came up with a little mashup here. We actually made a song to "Where's My Socks."
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did, and it actually sounds insane.
Yeah. So let's get a little taste.
I-
Here we are,
I-
everybody. This is the world premiere of the first Redneck Roundtable podcast song here. Jerry Staley with "Where's My Socks."
All right, ready?
Yeah. No, we ain't doing that. Shut that
Yeah,
off.
Okay.
Shut that off. You got that
That cheap,
Walmart
that cheap,
version.
All right, you know what?
Let's go. We're gonna go in here, and I'll give you a.
Well, hurry
This
up.
is the debut, or you're screwing it up.
No,
Song's gonna be
how
outdated.
do you screw up
It's
a song?
getting dark.
How do you screw up this song? This song is gold. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Sounds good so far.
I woke up this morning,
I don't like it.
coffee on the
Why? Why do
brew.
you like it?
I just
The
don't.
road is calling.
Let the
got
people listen.
miles to
Man,
push
throw it in my
through. Where's my socks? They were
That's
right
right
by
on cue,
my
baby.
bed. Now I'm picking and searching in my truck. I'm misled. Driving through valleys, the sun starts to rise. Got my boots on wrong, can't believe my eyes. Where's my socks? I'm a truck driver tonight, rolling down the highway under the moonlight. Got my heart set on freedom, but oh, what a price.
Right there, buddy.
Can't find my socks, so I'm feeling not so
Redneck Roundtable. We're gonna renegotiate the contract.
That sounds really good.
I don't think it was speaking.
That's what I think.
You know what I think we need?
More song.
More cowbell.
rolling through times, dust flying behind.
There it is.
Cool.
There it is,
Every
man.
mile I
The first single from the
Is it
Redneck
ours?
Roundtable.
Is it ours?
It is.
It
We
is
bought the
ours.
rights to
I
it.
mean, what?
Yeah, we bought the rights to it. It's our song.
Jeff, what do you really think?
I just thought we need more speakers.
Cowbell.
I like
speakers.
more speakers.
We need a lot of more stuff.
Jason needs something to say. Look at
I
him.
was literally waiting for you to pull out a cowbell.
Cowbell.
I
man, it's all-
thought you were going to.
yeah, needs a little cowbell in there.
I like the end of the song.
The part where we turned it off.
Yes.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Well, you know what?
No.
There's 4 people here. How many here? 5 people here, and 1 doesn't like it. That's pretty good rating right there.
It is.
That's,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Only one of us got good taste.
Agree to disagree, right?
What do you listen to?
Everything, but
you
that.
might have to come up.
Michael
You might have
Jackson.
to come up with your own song.
Yeah, but what?
Oh, that's it. You're right.
Yeah,
We got a
exactly.
song
That's
for Groucho over here. That's
Tiny
our
Tim.
song.
Where's my sandwich?
Nice.
Yeah, where's in the fridge?
That's been 20 years ago. If
It's
not
in
more.
my backpack. In my.
You were just jealous because you thought I actually had a sandwich.
Oh, I thought you had the peanut butter and jellies in. So I was gonna take that.
You got to do it. The song.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Nice.
Where's
You have
my
to do it.
sandwich?
No, I veto that.
Do you want a country song or do you want a rock song?
Neither.
I think it needs to be a rap song.
Oh yeah, there you go. We're gonna do the rap.
Oh, this escalated quickly.
No, it needs to be a pop song, a girly song.
A
No.
little Britney Spears in there.
Little Britney vibe.
I'd rather have Taylor Swift than Britney.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez, you just went way south.
Yeah.
Oh,
Talk about politics.
I can't believe it. Is he fired?
Guess we just can't do it then.
Taylor Swift.
Fired as hell. Taylor Swift.
Want to bring Travis Kelce into that too?
Who?
You don't know who that is.
He doesn't know sports.
That's her
You guys can
boyfriend.
pass football.
The foosball
The
player.
foosball
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, there's a waste of money.
Didn't they lose?
Huh? Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they broke up too after that.
No, they didn't.
Maybe you can get a date with him now.
He wasn't available. That's funny. Yeah, we'll give him a rap song.
The rap song. What would it be?
Be about my
Busta
sandwich.
Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes.
Oh yeah.
It's got to be something fast.
I can make it up real quick.
I don't want a slow song.
No, that's on me.
He don't want waltz.
Did you eat the sandwich slow?
No.
Please give my baloney.
That's messed up.
He had to go to counseling over this, by the way.
Well,
Because of you.
hold on,
I know.
hold
Now you're
on.
bringing it up and getting it
Hold
out
on.
and out there
First
for the world
off,
to see.
Let it go.
What?
How do you think it's
What?
going to be now?
Hey, we have to get everything out here. It's counseling.
So, what's about this sandwich?
Oh, you just won't let it die.
No,
will you?
I want
he
to know what it
doesn't
is.
know.
I need to know what it is before I make the song.
What? You don't know.
Well, let's just say I'm bad on first impressions.
Oh, he's a jerk. And I'm being as polite as
So
I
he
can.
pulls up on his
How many years ago was this? You got-
35, 37, 47.
I don't even know.
I wasn't even thought
The
yet.
thing about it is I was at Dave Fry's over at our buddy Dave's. He pulls up on his 100 or 80 or whatever it is.
To a
that,
CC
DR?
motorbike.
Yeah, it was a
Maybe it was a
DR250.
Okay, maybe it was a 250. But he had a pack on the back of his bike looked like makeup kit. And I said, "You keep a sandwich in there?" And he hated me ever since.
That's about it. Yeah.
That's all it is?
That's, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's a jerk. I told you.
And then 10 years later, he goes, "You're an ass."
And he won't let it die.
No, you don't want to die. You still hate me over that.
So was
I
there a
do.
sandwich in there?
No.
There was makeup.
Mary Kay.
That was his Mary Kay vehicle. He came for his Mary Kay party.
Don't be jealous.
That's funny.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up this episode for us this week. I hope everybody enjoys it. Again, if you like it, subscribe, like us, and all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out.
In the backwoods where the wild hearts play, living life the redneck way, come what may.